Okay, so 80 countries have played in a FIFA World Cup so far, but only 8 have ever won the World Cup. Out of them, only 3 nations in the history have ever lifted the trophy 4 times or more: Brazil, Germany, and Italy. But today, sitting here in 2026, the Italian national football team is the biggest anomaly in global sports. They missed the World Cup in 2018. They missed it in 2022, and after a catastrophic loss to Bosnia just last 2 days back, they are officially missing the 2026 World Cup. Three misses in a row for a 4 time champion. It is an unprecedented, humiliating collapse. But here is the crazy part. While the Italian football empire is completely burning to the ground, Italy is quietly entering a golden age in almost every sport on earth. Today, we're going to look at the cold hard numbers behind why Italy's football system is broken and how their individual athletes are taking over the rest of the world.
Bench but reading plays. We call your moves for days. Bench boys on the side. Bench boys run the side.
So, to understand this paradox, you have to look past the illusion of Euro 2020. That trophy wasn't a sign that Italian football was back. It was just a miracle run built purely on emotion. It acted as a smoke screen, hiding the fact that the foundation was already rotting. And if you want to know why Italy is missing World Cups, you have to look at the bureaucracy strangling their domestic league, Serie A. So while the other leagues, Premier League and La Liga, started, constructing billion-dollar stadiums that print cash every match day, Italian clubs got stuck dealing with local politicians because almost all stadiums in Italy are owned by the city council, not the clubs. If you want to modernize, you are fighting through years of political red tape. Because they couldn't upgrade, the money dried up. And when the money dried up, the clubs panicked. So instead of investing in youth academies, like how the French or the Germans and the Spanish did, Italian managers who were terrified of getting sacked after like 2 3 bad games started buying washed up 30-year-old foreign players on cheap deals just to survive the season. So Syria now has a massive aging problem. Across Europe's top 5 leagues, it consistently ranks as one of the oldest, with the average player age more than 27 years. But the real issue isn't just the players are old, it's that the kids are not allowed to play. So, play time for under 21 players in Serie A is 9% compared to 15% to the likes of Bundesliga. So, the pathway from the Primavera, the Italian youth league, to the first team is completely broken. Italian clubs would rather buy a 28-year-old mid tier foreigner than trust the 18-year-old kid from their own academy. So even the coaching is stuck in the past. While academies in England and France and Spain are teaching fluid, high intensity attacking football, Italian youth academies are still obsessed with the rigid defensive structures over technical freedom and creativity. And the stats show exactly how bad the rot actually is. An Italian club hasn't won the Champions League in 16 long years. A Serie A player hasn't won the Ballon d'Or since Kaká back in 2007. So Italian football refuses to trust the 18-year-old kid. But what happens when an Italian athlete doesn't have to rely on the Serie A system? What happens when they rely entirely on their own merit? Absolute domination. So let's look at Formula One here. Only 20 drivers race every year. It is the most exclusive club on the planet. When Lewis Hamilton left Mercedes, they didn't just give his legendary seat to anybody, they gave it to Kimi Antonelli. They trusted a 19-year-old kid to step into 350 km per hour missile. carrying the weight of a German powerhouse and the pride of Italy. And he didn't just survive, he is leading and now is the youngest ever to lead the drivers' championship race. He is handling the crushing pressure that the entire football squad folded under. And it doesn't stop at the racetrack. Look at the tennis court. For nearly half a century, Italian men's tennis was an afterthought. Then comes Jannik Sinner. He didn't just break the Grand Slam drought, he shattered the ceiling with absolute ice in his veins. He has dismantled the greatest players on earth, won Grand Slams, and dominated the rankings. Throw in the Paris 2024 Olympics, where Italy had 40 medals. So, everywhere you look on the world stage, the Italian anthem is playing, except on a football pitch. So, what is the difference? Why is Yannick Sinner dominating while the Azzurri failed to even qualify against Bosnia? The answer is meritocracy versus bureaucracy. Tennis, F1, Olympic swimming are all individual pursuits. Sinner and Antonelli didn't have to wait for an old school corrupt federation to give them a chance. They relied on private coaching, personal willpower, and raw talent. They succeeded in spite of the Italian sporting bureaucracy. The individual Italian athlete is elite. The Italian football institution is broken. Now, which brings us to the ultimate painful irony, the absolute rock bottom for Italian football pride. In early 2026, the ICC Men's T20 World Cup took place in India. This is for cricket. Cricket is a sport that 99% of Italians probably don't even know the rules to. But they qualified for it and they didn't just show up for the free hotel. On Feb 12th, at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, the Italian national cricket team dismantled Nepal by 10 wickets and won the game. Let that sink in for a second. A 19-year-old Italian is winning in F1, an Italian is ruling the tennis world, and a group of guys playing cricket in Mumbai got a World Cup victory before the four-time champion football team could even book a flight. Italy isn't losing his sports DNA. It is just playing a totally different game now. So if you guys enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like and make sure to subscribe to the Bench Voice Club. See you on the next one. Oh, wait.